everyone. I am so excited to make a big announcement today. My book is officially done. Oh. For those of you who have been on my journey and hearing about it for many years, yes, this process is coming, or at least the early stages of this process have come to an end, and it's finally going to see the light of day. It hit quite a few obstacles during COVID, ended up getting completely rewritten, and now at least the making of is complete. And so the official launch date is October 17th, but it is available on pre-order now. You can follow the QR code or the code. It would mean the world to me if you would check it out. And it does feel exciting. It feels like a relief and also scary. But as I often talk to you all about, it's so important to stretch your comfort zone, put yourself out into new areas, do things that you haven't done before, and this is definitely that for me. But the title of the book is What If It Were Easy? How to Use Movement and Mindset to Create Success in Life, Love, and Business. And it really is a Moticise book. It's really sharing and teaching you how to use that winning combination of movement and mindset in the mindset reset process. We go in detail into each step to help you achieve those meaningful goals, to dig deep, to find out what's in your core, what is that greater why, and how can you follow this step-by-step process to make it happen. I am so passionate. It really is what I believe is my purpose, and that is to help people kind of dig in and find their core, find what it is that lights them up, and how to achieve, how to overcome any obstacles or fears and catalyze them into action. And so that's what this book is really about. It also addresses certain superpowers that you might need to help you along the way, whether it be courage or patience, or maybe a little more persistence or daring, and a whole series of other ones that we go into and you can use on an as needed basis. But there was one story that I want to share with you from the book, because I think it definitely is such a great example of what happens when you don't use the process. And back many years ago when I first came up with Moticise, I had decided I wanted to make a DVD. Yes, probably one of the last DVDs made. It is still available on download though. And if you still have a DVD player, it is available there as well. But as we were putting together this process, I was working with two wonderful assistants who were huge collaborators and contributors to the whole process, Kim and Lauren. And we were sitting there and we were trying to figure out how we were going to film this DVD. And we had used this space before to kind of work out the kinks of it, and we were imagining at the background how we were going to set it up, but we were really struggling with light, something I wasn't that good at, and literally it got so crazy and out of control. At one moment we actually mentioned the idea of having a crane on 8th Avenue in New York City. Just to give you a heads up, multi-million-dollar movie projects would probably not do that because it's enormously expensive, not really feasible, and extremely difficult to do. It was ridiculous. But we were just trying anything we could think of. And at that point, my husband walked into the room and I was just saying how hard this was and how I was struggling and we were stuck and we didn't know what to do next. And he looked at me and he said, "Didn't you create a little something called Moticise and a mindset reset process that helps people achieve goals? You should try it. It might actually help you right now." And then with his little gotcha grin, he walked out. And I turned around and Kim, Lauren, and I just looked at each other and suddenly started laughing, because the reality of the fact that we hadn't used this process sunk in. And we did a very, very common mistake. And it is when you have a big goal or something you really want to achieve, you go straight to what do you need? And in that moment, it just felt so overwhelming. And that often happens. You look at all the things you don't have, all the things you need, and you're coming to it from a place of lack. And so we decided maybe we should actually follow this process. I pulled out my rebounder, I started jumping, we pulled out a big board, we started taking notes, and we all took turns jumping on the rebounder, and we started at the top with step number 1. What is the goal? Now, if you don't know your goal, it's what if it were easy? What would you do? Because that can really kick off ideas. But what is it that you want? And then we step into the future and we just started imagining, envisioning, what is it we want this to look like? What do we want it to feel like? What is it that we want to achieve with it? How do I want to touch people, reach people? How do I want people to feel? And I imagined it being a success. Then step back into the ever important question of, well, what do we have? And of course, when we ask that question, we realized we are in an office on the same floor as a production company. My husband's company is a film production company. They might know a thing or two about filming, locations, casting, lighting, all of these things that we were bumping up and hitting up against. We're right there. I didn't even look there. I didn't even take that into consideration. And you might be sitting there thinking, that's ridiculous. How could you not see that? And I would agree, you're right. How could I not see it? And yet it happens. We often get caught up in all the things we don't have. We don't even see the things that we do have right in front of us. So we looked at all of that. We had a long list of things that we had, and from there we could take a look at what we needed. And then what was stopping us, what kind of fears, we got rid of those, and then what were our action items for the day. And then we concluded with a little bit of affirmations of, yes, we can, yes, we can. Just to boost the energy, boost the enthusiasm, the motivation, and the belief that yes, we can. And so that, in essence, is the mindset reset process. And I can tell you from there on in, we managed it. We got it together. And within 3 weeks, I believe, we actually were filming on set with a beautiful location, incredibly lit, without a crane on 8th Avenue, with a cast of people, and produced the very first Moticise DVD. It was a huge win, a huge success for me, and a great affirmation of how well this process works. And I know it can work for you as well. It's worked for hundreds of other people that have used it in all areas of their life, whether it be business, health, relationship, and it's incredibly effective. So if you want to learn more, check out the book below. You can pre-order it now. That would be amazing, because then I might be able to have my second big dream of getting it into the bookstores. So check it out. I will be sharing more in the next coming weeks leading up to it. And I also want to just take this moment to say thank you to all of you for being with me on this journey. My growth is thanks to you and your desire to grow. And together, I believe we can all soar and shine.